All right, guys, here we are tonight. It is a dark summer Saturday night in North Carolina, and I am your host, Zeromorph, the lead developer of the Final Nights series from Team Camarilla International. I am extremely excited to be here tonight doing this with you. I haven't done a Let's Play with the Final Night since Sparrow McCrae in version 1.5, which I did not get to complete. I'm very, very bummed out because Sparrow McCrae was an Asimite Vizier. She was a computer hacker, and she was freaking awesome. And I had just gotten level 4 Auspex in my 19th episode, and I'm just distraught. I've been crying myself to sleep for the past year and a half that I've been in torpor because, you know, being that I'm a vampire, when I leave for extended periods of time, that's where I am. I'm in my coffin. I'm underground. I'm in torpor. And the whole time, all I could think about was Sparrow McCrae laying in that cold, dark earth all by myself, waiting to reemerge so I could do another Let's Play with 1.6 HD, which is coming out in the next few weeks. Again, we don't have a release date just yet, but it's going to be late June, early July of 2020. My birthday is July 14th. Wouldn't that be really cool if I release it on my birthday? You're like, no, that's like 2 weeks into July. We would like 1.6 release a lot earlier than that, Zero. Okay. So let's go ahead and make it before my birthday, and you guys can wish me happy birthday at a later time. Let's see here. So let's go, and before I start, I wanted to show you guys this new menu. So in Photoshop, I figured out how to do shadowing on the Final Nights right here, and I also figured out how to put shadowing on Vampire the Masquerade. I think it really pops now. In fact, I enjoyed it so much that I put shadowing on everything. So all of these clan icons, little graphics here, all have shadowing, and the little TCI logo, Troika, White Wolf, NVIDIA, all have shadowing. Oh my gosh, what is this? Best viewed at 1920 by 1080. That looks like it has shadowing. Oh, maybe it does. You know, I think it does. All right, let's jump into a new game here. And what I would like to do with you guys, this is actually going to be an alpha playthrough. Alpha testing comes before beta testing. A, B, does that make sense? Right. Anyways, so alpha testing is typically a closed environment. It's when the developers do their testing. Beta is typically more of a public kind of thing. So I'm going to be alpha testing my own patch, my own mod coming up here, and I have two other YouTubers who are going to be alpha testing along with me. They go by the name Something Compass. You might have heard of him. And the other guy, JT Corpse. But don't worry, he's not actually a corpse. That's just his YouTube and Twitch last name. So, but you know, it's really interesting because he said he's going to play a Samedi. Maybe he is a corpse. Oh my. Anyways, so I believe actually Something Compass had released his very first episode of 1.6 HD Alpha. There we go again with Alpha. And I think he released it today, and I'm making my first episode today. This is going to be the character creation video. I'm not actually going to be playing per se, but I'm going to be making a new character tonight with you guys. One thing about this character, I want to let you guys know. You know what? No. I'm going to talk about that later. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Chill out, calm down, everyone. You want to hear what I was going to say? Just relax. We'll get there. Whew. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, something about JT Corpse. What was it I was going to say? Oh yeah. So he's going to be doing a Samedi run through. I'm going to be doing... No. I want to say that to be the surprise. Something Compass is going to be doing, or is doing, I should say, because he just released it today. He's doing an Assamite character, a female Assamite character. But don't let that confuse you. That is not Sparrow McCrae. Something Compass's character is a female, and I don't know what background she has, but I don't know, she's some sort of like brawler kind of character. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm going to be doing, well, no. You're trying to get me to give you the secret before I intended to. Let me tell you something else first. Am I on caffeine? Is that what I'm drinking? Because I feel really hyped up tonight. I don't know. It feels good. All right. So, in the alpha testing stage of our mod, right before we release it, the idea that all three of us are trying to go for is that we want to alpha test the game, but we also want to turn that alpha test into something that you guys can watch. So we're making Let's Play videos out of the alpha test. So that's basically what we're doing here. Now, there shouldn't be very many bugs. In 1.6, we've pretty much hammered them all out. But as you guys leave comments while I am playing, and I'll be reading the comments that you guys post on JT Corpse's YouTube Let's Play and also Something Compass's Let's Play. Yeah, post any bugs in there or on the ModDB site so I can begin fixing them before the public release. Anything that is not fixed before public release, of course, will sneak in to the mod. But really, at this point, we're not fixing anything major. We're just polishing. We're trying to make, TFN, it's a turd, but we're trying to make it a shiny, polished turd. So, yeah, we're doing our best there. Okay, moving right along here. My character, which I know you guys are dying to know, because I've already mentioned it almost like 20 times. Yes, no way. Xeromorph is playing an Ishtarri. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh my gosh. Yes. I am playing the male Ishtarri character. Now, the Ishtarri do not have any of the new TFN exclusive disciplines. However, they do. And let me tell you about that. So the Ishtarri have Fortitude, Celerity, and Presence. You're like, well, that's in the vanilla game. Everyone knows about those. Well, actually, no. Presence has been completely overhauled. In fact, Presence is probably one of the most OP disciplines in the entire TFN universe. And the reason for that is because we completely overhauled it. Not only does it do what it did in vanilla, okay, we left that alone, but what it does now is at level 3, Passion, you now get a +1 to coercion and seduction in dialogue. So what's happening is your vampire, your character, is starting to get so good with presence, it's starting to become on all the time. It doesn't require blood. Now, to do to activate the combat aspect of it, yes, you still need to pay 1 blood point for that. However, the +1 to coercion and seduction in dialogue is a passive thing, and it automatically activates every time you talk to an NPC. Now, the more powerful NPCs, such as other kindred, can resist and will resist your presence. They will not allow you to manipulate their emotions, but weaker vessels like Kine, including the Inquisitors, the Vampire Hunters, they cannot resist it. And you'll get a little warning box as I talk to people. Once I get presence level 3, you'll get these like little boxes that pop up that say if I was able to successfully manipulate them, use my presence on them. So starting in presence level 4, Force of Personality, you get a +2 to coercion, +2 to seduction, and +1 to persuasion. And then level 5, Majesty, we get a +3 to coercion, +3 to seduction, and +2 to persuasion. Wow. Oh my gosh, I'm blown away. You're blown away. We're all freaking blown away. So I would really like to play my Ishtarri as a level 5 presence discipline. That's what I'm shooting for. Now XP Experience is very rare in TFN. You know, I'll be lucky if I can get 15 experience points by the time I go to Chinatown. Oh my gosh, talk about a nerf. No, actually, speaking of that, in 1.5, I nerfed, I think it was 72, or was it 64? I think it was 72 experience points from the game. Whoa, dude, why the heck did you do that? Well, because I wanted TFN to be hard, and 1.5 is unnecessarily hard. JT Corpse and Something Compass and several other people kicked me in the cajones because I did that, and because of that, I refunded, I think, about 42 experience back into 1.6. So that's like a 55% increase. So yes, there is an experience nerf in 1.6, but it's not nearly as bad as 1.5. So I think I can get presence to level 5. I would like this character to be basically unkillable, because that's really cool. It's really fun to not die. So I'm going to try to get Fortitude to level 5. I would like to get Blood Heal to at least level 3. I'm going to completely abandon Celerity and Blood Buff because I don't care about those, and I don't have the experience to really put any points in there. Because, well, you know, if I did, well, then I guess I wouldn't have points to put elsewhere, right? Okay, so we've decided to be an Ishtarri and a male, but what we haven't decided is the history. Let's see here. Now, I want this to be a coercion character. I want to have a level 10 coercion. I want to rob all 16 pedestrians in the game. That is a new 1.6 feature. As if you watch the introduction to 1.6 video, you will know that the intimidation feat has been completely ripped out, baby. It's been replaced by what? Well, you ask. It's been replaced by coercion. Whoa. Yeah, and you can now rob pedestrians on the street. Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, Zero. No, I'm not kidding. Okay. So, I was looking at the histories before I made this video just a little bit ago, and I narrowed it down to 2 histories that I want to play. It's either going to be Desperate Lab Rat or Rent-A-Thug. And I was looking at the 2, and the thing I don't like about Rent-A-Thug, and Rent-A-Thug is good. It's cool. It's rock on. But what I don't like about it is that I get 2 skills and only 1 knowledge. Whereas Desperate Lab Rat, I get 1 skill and 2 knowledges. With Rent-A-Thug, I get no social and 1 mental. But with Desperate Lab Rat, it's switched. And so I think I'm going to go with Desperate Lab Rat. So let's read about the history of this character, how he came to be. It's very important because I like the roleplay aspect. Okay. So you needed the money, so you did it. You're not ashamed. College was expensive, so you volunteered. They were paying $50 per session, and the side effects were hardly noticeable. At first. As the days rolled by and you attended class at university, you began to notice changes. You were becoming manipulative, selfish, and vindictive. What was happening? This wasn't you. And using your knack for science narrowed it down to the drugs. You searched online for a remedy, something to reverse the effects, and you got a response. You met the buyer in a broken-down motel room in Santa Monica, and this is where your destiny begins. Your high education and exploitation of people will be all that stands in the way of you becoming another casualty in these final nights. That made me cough. Okay, so the advantage here is I get a +1 to literacy and coercion. You ask, what is literacy? What is coercion? I've never heard of these things. Yeah, nobody has. I changed them all in 1.6. So looking over here, it looks like literacy. Okay, and then coercion is level 2. Seduction. That's right, Ishtarri get a +1 to seduction. And I also remember Ishtarri only pay 1 experience point to raise humanity as opposed to all the other clans, which cost 2 experience points. Rock on. But the bad thing about the Ishtarri, and maybe I should just read, you guys probably don't know anything about this clan, do you? Probably not. No one wants to play one. Let's see here. Let's switch on this and we will go back to Ishtarri. Okay. So the Ishtarri are an African-based bloodline inside the Liban legacy. However, they are not native to Africa. Claimed to be descended from the Babylonian goddess Ishtar, through manipulation and diplomacy, they have become an important part of Liban culture. Most Ishtari seem to specialize in information. They consider spying an essential pastime, and usually have many valuable contexts to exploit as needed. Known as lazy gluttons or gluttons, depending on which country you're from, no Liban group is more infatuated by mortals, more so than the Ishtari. Their need to revel in a specific vice comes before anything else, and they tend to embrace mortals that fill that need. Many see this bloodline as unmotivated and complacent. However, those who underestimate the Ishtari quickly regret it. The beautiful are a common target for the Ishtari embraces, granting them a +1 to appearance, and their need for human interaction makes humanity cost half as much. Rock on! Unfortunately, self-indulgence of a particular addiction, in this case, human blood, comes before all else, and if those needs aren't met, the beast can easily take over. Oh man, Ishtari sound cool. I want to play one. So basically, the clan flaw is that if your blood drops below 50%, every time you drop another point in your blood pool, you're going to also lose a humanity. You're like, what? Are you freaking kidding? Yeah. So Ishtari love blood. Everything for them is blood. They're obsessed with it. They want it all the time, and you better keep them topped off. The good thing is that if your humanity begins dropping, it only costs 1 experience to bring it back up. So that's really cool. And not only that, but you can never drop below a humanity of, I think it's level 4, or is it 3? I think it's 3. You can never drop below 3. So once it gets to 3, then it'll stop dropping, and essentially you don't have a clan flaw at that point. So let's go back to the sheet as a desperate lab rat. Now, my character here, who doesn't have a name yet, I decided that he is a native to Los Angeles. He was a UCLA student, and he was a business major. And let's see here. So I want to raise my, let's see here. My literacy is 2. So my plan here is to be able to read books. I want to be able to read books, and I want to be able to coerce people out of their money, use that money to buy books to raise my other stats. However, I also want a decent barter social feat. So I think I'm going to invest my 2 points into finances, because what happens is at the beginning of the game, when you get to your Santa Monica apartment, the money you find in the drawer is in accordance to whatever your barter feat is. So the higher your barter feat, the more money you get. So I want to actually have a high barter. Dude, are you min-maxing? I thought you just said you're going to roleplay this. I'm going to do both. Let's see here. So I'm going to put my 2 points into finance. I don't care about my appearance. I don't plan on raising my seduction at all. Charisma, let's see here, raises your persuasion. The only thing I need persuasion for, I think I'm going to go as an unarmed character. I think it'd be really cool to be an Ishtari who rips people apart with his bare hands. And I would like to get the Fang of Vukudlak from Maximilian Strauss. It's an occult item that you can persuade Maximilian Strauss, and when you wear it, your fists do lethal damage instead of bashing. So, but the only way I can get it is if I have a persuasion. I think it's 3. So I'm going to need to raise my persuasion, but I really don't want to sink my point into charisma, because manipulation raises both coercion and barter. And remember, I'm a finance major who's a real manipulative SOB, right? So let's put our dot into manipulation. This guy's really, really manipulative. Let's see, my perception. Okay, so I'm not going to use guns, except for at the very end where I have to fight that stupid bat thing. Nagloper, I think that's what it is. I think it's a Nagloper. But through the rest of the game, I think I might even fight Ming Zhao later on with my fists. I want to see if it's possible. Remember, I'm planning on being unkillable. And I don't plan on having an inspection higher than 1. I'm just going to miss out on everything. Sparrow McCrae specialized in inspection. This guy is going to not even know what inspection is. He's going to be like completely oblivious to the world around him. So let's see here. Let's invest in intelligence, which will raise my literacy, which is what I want. Remember, I'm a college student, so I'm like, educated. And educated people know how to use computers. They just do. Most of them. So the hacking level 2 is going to come in handy. For my talents, let's start the game with a coercion of level 5. I'm going to be able to basically coerce everybody in Santa Monica with a level 5. I'm going to be so awesome. And speaking of Malcolm, the amount of money you get for blackmailing him is in accordance to your coercion skill. And I think a coercion level 5 is quite a bit of money. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yes, that's a new change in 1.6. Again, I'm not going to use firearms. I don't need that. I don't need melee because I'm not going to use anything other than my hands to destroy everything. Security, you definitely need some form of burglary skills. If you keep your burglary at 1, oh my gosh. If you can't pick a single lock in the game, that's going to be a really hard game. You can do it, but it's going to be a really hard game. And I ain't got no time for that. Neither do you. So let's put my 1 point into burglary. Let's see here. Stealth is something I'm going to want because when I do the Elizabeth Dane, illusion becomes really, really important. So, and then of course I'm going to put my point into presence, start the game with entrancement. Of course, I'm not going to get my dialogue bonus until level 3. And so I really only need to get my coercion to level 7 because once I get presence level 5, that's going to give me a +3 to coercion, which is going to be a coercion level 10. So I'll be able to rob any pedestrian in the game that I see once I get my presence to level 5. Or I'm sorry, yeah, my presence to level 5. So really, I only need to put 2 more points into coercion. So maybe like 1 in intimidation and 1 in manipulation, maybe something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Okay, so this is the end of character creation. You guys know all about my new character, but the only thing I don't have is a name. And this is where you guys come in. For those of you who have stuck around and listened to me babble for the past 20 minutes, I want you guys to help me pick a name for this new character. And I'm going to be picking the best name that I find in the comments below. And that's going to be his name. And so, come up with several different names or just one name. It's totally up to you. You know what? We might want to put a cap on this. Let's say no more than 5 names. Okay. If you have a 6th name, then I'm going to disregard those names. Unless it's really cool, then I'll take it and I'll pretend the first name was the one we disregarded. Okay, that might be cheating. But yeah, let's not fill up the comment box full of names. Right on. Okay, so I think we're done. This was the character creation portion of this new Let's Play. And I guess, I think we're done here. I'm going to go ahead and click accept so we can watch the movie that we've all seen 8 billion times. And then the video is going to end. And then I will catch up with you guys on episode 2. And when I show up in the tutorial, his name is going to be there. It's not going to say, let's play TFN 1.6 HD Alpha. That's not going to be his name. Right on. Okay, guys, I hope you had a good time, and I hope you're just as excited as I am about watching this alpha version run, playtest run of TFN 1.6 HD. I think we're going to have a good time. All right, Zeromorph out.
I want to show you something.
Good evening. My fellow kindred, my apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling one. We are here because the laws that bind our society, the laws that are the fabric of our existence, have been broken. As Prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city the privilege of siring. Many of you have come to me seeking permission, and I have endorsed some of these requests. However, the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all. They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child. It pains me to announce the sentence, as up to tonight I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding member of our organization. But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death. Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all. Let tonight's proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me. Let the penalty commence. Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny. Without a sire, most childer are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that
this is bullshit!
If Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish, I have decided to let this kindred live. They shall be instructed in the ways of our kind and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening. Your sire, tragic, my apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that all of us must adhere to if we wish to survive. When anyone breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio. He will provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency. Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good evening.